Hello, my friends. Jerry Rosa here in the Rosa Stringworks Workshop. And it is Thursday, November 30th. And this evening we will have our live music program right here on this channel. So if you're new to the channel, we do this on the last Thursday of every month. And in this particular case, that's going to be true because today's the last Thursday and it's the last day of the month. But next month, we're going to move it up and make it December 21st, and that'll be our live show, and it will be, of course, a Christmas show. So tonight, we're not really planning on doing Christmas songs this evening. If you do have a particular song you'd like for us to do this evening, go ahead and put it in the comments today, and I will try to see if we can do it. I'm not making any guarantees, but we'll do it if we can. Got a list of things to tell you about that's happened since yesterday. I did go out and cut a very small load of firewood. And when I say very small, it's enough wood that would last most people a week or two, a couple of weeks. For me, it's lasts a little over a day. I just took the Ranger back there and just filled the Ranger up. It was wood that was hard to get to, really, so it was easier just to take the Ranger and get it into a tight spot and just fill the back of the Ranger up. It's enough to get me through tonight, and that way tomorrow then, of course, I'll be cutting more firewood tomorrow. There's still no word on the Bobcat parts. I probably need to call them again today, if possible. There's still no word on the Kawasaki Mule needing the fuel pump. Everything seems to be waiting on parts. You know, like for instance on the Bobcat. Now I could have ordered that part online, and it's an aftermarket part, and I could have got it, and I would have actually paid a little bit more money for it. I wouldn't have thought that. I would have expected it to be cheaper being an aftermarket part, but it actually would have cost about another $25. But the worst thing is I had to modify the part to make it work on my Bobcat the last time, so I figured I'd have to modify this one as well. So that's why I elected to just go ahead and get the original Bobcat part from the Bobcat dealer in town, and now I wait. What a pain. In hindsight, I wish I just would have ordered the other one, paid a little extra, and did a little extra work, and I'd be back in business. But you don't know then what you know now. Ranger charging system on my Polaris Ranger. Well, I tested it while it was running. Now, before it was running, it checked at 12.51. While it was running, it was testing at 12.05. So it had dropped nearly a half a volt there, which makes no sense at all. So I don't know what to do about that. I'm still going to put the solar thing on there eventually. I'm just not in any big hurry about it because I'm thinking maybe I'll figure out some other problem and maybe get it fixed. I don't know. But the only time I'll be in a hurry is when it finally drops down and I need the solar charger for sure. Then I'll put it on there for sure. Yesterday I did a little work on my cell phone. I think I had shown this before, and the screen had gotten busted right up in here. The screen was really cracked badly, and it got to the point where the upper part of the screen wasn't working by touch. So I said, well, that's it. I can't stand this anymore, so I put a new screen on it yesterday. It probably took me close to an hour to do it, to be honest with you, and I watched videos on it and all that kind of good stuff, and I thought, well, it seems like I ought to be able to do that. And none of the videos showed the problem that I had. When I took it off, the glass separated from the frame around it, and the frame stayed in there. Now, I didn't know that. The frame looked like it was supposed to stay in there the way it looked to me, and there was a sealer around the glass and that frame. So I thought I just needed to put the sealer on top of that frame and put the new screen replacement on there. But I soon realized that wouldn't work. You couldn't push it down in there. It wouldn't go. And so I had already connected the ribbon cable. I had already put the keeper back in on top of the ribbon cable. So I had to take the ribbon cable back off, take the keeper back off, then get in there and pry that old frame out of the body of the of the phone, then put the new screen back on, connect the ribbon cable up, and the new screen had the new body around it or the new frame around it. But in my haste, the second time, I forgot to put the keeper on the ribbon cable. I mean, it's working, but I have a feeling if I drop it or if it bounces hard or something, the ribbon cable could pop out a socket, and I could just cry over that because it's a one-time use thing, really. I mean, there's a chance I could pry this screen back off here because that adhesive that goes around the edges is pretty strong stuff, and there's a chance I could pry it back off and get in there and put the keeper on there and put it back down, but it's just a very small chance. For sure, I'd have to put a new adhesive around it because I know I'd ruin that and probably would ruin the screen. And it's like a $200 screen, so I'm just going to keep using it as it is. At least it all functions except for this has a fingerprint reader where it actually reads your fingerprint and, can open up like your bank thing or, it can, just open the phone itself or, different things. Anyway, it can actually read your specific fingerprint. Well, I thought for sure that I had purchased the screen that had that built in. Otherwise, you have to transfer it from the old screen to the new screen. This little component. Well, I was pretty sure I purchased the one that had that built in, so I didn't, I had put that out of my mind. I wasn't even worried about that. Well, now that part's not working, and I've looked online, and I can't find a way to reactivate that, so I'm looking for that right now. I did find what I thought was a way to reactivate it, but it wouldn't work, so I'm stuck on that. But, at least the phone functions and all that. That's just one feature I don't have, but everything else is perfect. It's working just fine. Just if you knew then what you know now. Anyway, as screen replacements go, this is actually a fairly easy one. It's a Pixel 7 Pro, Google Pixel 7 Pro. It's a fairly easy screen replacement as they go. It's not easy, even as easy as it is. So I wouldn't recommend you try it unless you're really good at tinkering with things. At least you'll know the two problems I had, and maybe you can avoid that if you have to do yours. And I told you this had broken, and there was a hole there yesterday. I put it back together, took this apart, and put this back together. So I should be able to slide that lock down and then press the button, and it opens, and it does. And now I can press it back and slide the lock back up. The lock is what keeps breaking on this thing. So what I did this time was after I put the screw back in there, I put at least a little tiny bead of super glue on the end of the screw, hoping that would keep it in there and it won't come out apart again. We'll see. Time will tell. I'm getting good at taking that knife apart and putting it back together, though. Seems like I can't ever just do something one time. I have to do it 3 or 4 times, Cash had his music lesson, and I broke the news to him that I was going to cut him loose at the end of the year. I gave him instructions to go home and learn 3 tunes this week, or try to, and I want them to be Christmas songs so that he can come back and sing in our Christmas program on the 21st. And so we've got that much time to work on 3 songs for him to learn, and we'll see how that goes. I hope it goes well. I really feel like Cash is using me as a crutch, as I felt like he used his old instructor as a crutch also. Like, in other words, if you don't feed it to him, he doesn't learn it. You know what I'm saying? And I want him to start learning on his own. And that's the only way I know to do it, is to just cut the cord, And then, of course, I felt a little bit bad after that because they gave me really nice stuff. They gave me some popcorn, a big case of microwave popcorn, like 24 bags or something. And it's the Amish popcorn, the white popcorn too, which is what I really like. It's awesome. And then they gave me a case of Pepsi soda, which is what I like. And they gave me a big jar of peanuts. And of course, that was just to say thank you for, working with Cash for the last year. And it was, because of my birthday. Well, I felt kind of bad after they gave me all that stuff because I had already told them that I was going to do that. But, I told them as nice as I could, and I told them the reasons why, and, that I wasn't going to quit working with him, that, he can come to the jams, and I'll sit next to him at the jams and still give him some pointers. And if I see anything at the jams that we need to work on, well, we'll bring you back in here and we'll work on it, So it wasn't like we were just cutting it off. But I still felt a little bad. Today, what's on the plate? Well, first thing I got to do is I got to clean and reorganize this shop again because it is a mess. You can see a little mess here, but there's a lot of mess all over the place. It needs a lot of cleanup. And I got to do that this morning yet because Bill is coming this afternoon, Bill Pilliard. And he's bringing his guitar that he built in the shop, and he wants a complete fret job on it. And, in my opinion, it's fine the way it is, but, I told you how picky musicians are, and trust me, they're picky. It's crazy how picky musicians are. It's really hard to explain unless you get into this line of work. You'll learn very quickly how picky they are. It won't take you very long at all. First or second job, you'll learn that. So anyway, he's coming early this afternoon so I can do a fret job and have his guitar ready for this evening. And we hope that works. And I have been having a lot of pain even overnight in my hands, so I'm just not sure. He may have to do some of the work himself. And of course, I already mentioned I am going to have to go cut more firewood, but I'll have to wait and do that tomorrow. And then yet today, I am going to make up a song list for tonight for myself, for sure. And if you do have songs that you would like to hear in the program this evening, go ahead and put those in the comments, and we'll see if we can do those. All right, moving on to the comments here. Let's see what we've got. Brian Byler, good morning, Jerry, from Hartville, Ohio. Carolyn Fike, yay, I'm back. I've been missing joining all the RSW fans. Well, good. Glad you're back, Carolyn. Can't wait to see the band tonight. Well, good. Dottie Hildebrand. Hello, Jerry. Looking forward to the band this evening. Well, great. Papa, greetings from California. Okay, and then after we went live, Bruce Hines was the first one. And Charlie Rostern. And let's see, Richard Cooksey. And Joey Dano Guitars, Bronson Taylor from Kentucky, Mike Bennett from Winter Park, Florida, and Yolanda's Music. Good morning from the cloudy Vida, Missouri. I hope all is well. Well, Yolanda, did you get any increase of subscribers after me talking you up yesterday? I'm hoping you did. I hope you did. So let's see here. Nunya Baidez, I don't know if I'm saying that even close to right. Giving the gift of music to the future is a good start at a one-time win. Yeah, well, thank you. Kathy Volts is there from Florida, and so West Palm Beach, Florida, and Winter Park, Florida there. Charlie Kester, good morning, Jerry. Thanks for all the videos. You inspired me to build an acoustic kit guitar, and your videos really helped guide me through the process. Well, great. And for the rest of you who always, and I'm not picking on anybody here, but it's just a common request is for me to get another apprentice, That's the kind of comment I get all the time, is that the videos have been helpful for people all over the world to learn how to build and repair instruments themselves. So I truly do feel, whether you think it's just a type statement or not, I truly do feel I've got a lot of apprentices out there. I really feel that way, and that people have learned a lot. And, I'll be the first one to tell you, I don't always use the standard good old boy techniques, as you know, with the hide glue. And I like to think for myself and find ways that work better, or, and I stand by all the statements I've made over the years that, if Stradivari were alive today, he'd look at you and go, "What are you doing? Why can't you just do that easier?" I mean, like, he was no dummy, and he wasn't stuck in the 1600s just because he was born in the 1600s. If he was alive today, he'd be using the best stuff and the best techniques, I guarantee you. And why do I know that? Because he's a genius. Only a moron would use the stuff from the 1600s if he had stuff better today. Now, you'd still use the 1600 stuff if it's the best thing, sure. And there are some things that are still the best. Like, I think hand carving and hand doing it's hard to match that. I mean, you can do it with a machine and you can get very good results, but it's really hard to match that hand touch when you get down into that fine detail stuff. Anyway, let's see. Moving on down through here, Luis Antolio Francis. Seems you're having hard times. Cheers. Okay. Well, thank you. James Kopp, good morning from not so sunny San Leon, Texas, singing Christmas in Killarney with Houston Celtic Choir. Bing Crosby liked that one. Ah, cool. Yolanda's music. I love your song, The Wedding Ring. I guess I better do that one tonight then. I'll write that down. Thank you. That's the last song I've written. I haven't written another song and that was the first one I wrote in a long time. So I'll start a list here and start writing them down. Okay, and let's see. Marigold Time, greetings from Sweden. Brian O'Grady, Jerry, can you do Hickory Wind? Yes, we will. I like that song too. And let's see. You guys may all make my song list up for me. I don't have to do it. Marigold Time, greetings from Sweden. I was just thinking about that this morning. I was watching some programs that were talking about all the European countries and things, and I just, it's humbling, whatever the word would be, that people from all over the world are watching these things, and I really do appreciate that. And it's not lost on me that we're communicating as friends across the ocean. I think that's really cool. Another one request for Hickory Wind. Well, by goodness, we'll for sure do it. Should we do it twice? Howdy from Norway. Howdy is the username. I think that's a funny username. Let's see. Nunya Baidez. Lots of folks get my name wrong. It's okay. None of your business to clear it up. Chuck Highbritter, and then let's see. Ben Boyd, how would you recommend changing a parlor guitar's side and backs from satin finish to gloss finish? Let me think on that a second. Well, I mean, it'd be a lot of handwork. You probably could actually, if you didn't want to refinish it, which in my opinion is probably a good thing if you don't refinish it unless you just need to. I mean, like if you really need to refinish it, that's one thing. But there's a way you could just buff it out, and it's a lot of work, a lot of elbow grease. It's going to take you're going to feel like your arms fell off twice if you do it. But if you take I like the semi-chrome polish, and you just put a little bit on and you work an area and you just buff it out. You get it shiny, and then just work to the next area and just keep working and keep working. It'll work, and you can buff it out, and then put your Renaissance wax over the top of that. That's probably, I wouldn't say the easiest way, but that's probably a good way to do it so that you don't have to refinish it. Because, refinishing it always well, first of all, it's just a huge job. And second of all, it always, messes with the sound for a while until the finish gets hard again. So anyway, that's my best thought right at the moment without seeing it. If I saw it, I might have a different thought, Milan Toombs, how about a Christmas song tonight? Walking in a Winter Wonderland. Okay, well, I did that one yesterday, but we could do that. I'll write it down. That's kind of my go-to Christmas song, actually. And you know what's funny about that song is it doesn't mention Santa Claus. It doesn't mention, Christmas or I don't think it even mentions presents or anything. It's just walking in a Winter Wonderland. So, but it makes you think of Christmas anyway. Thanks. At least you got your favorite popcorn. Yeah, I sure did. And my favorite Pepsi soda also. Like I told you guys, I know some of you think I just make this stuff up, but I'm seriously telling you. All I eat is the main 3 food groups. That's what keeps me healthy. All I eat is sugar, salt, and preservatives. I'm not like everybody else that eats all that health food. Which is probably why I have trouble keeping the weight off. But anyway, I didn't used to have trouble keeping the weight off. It wasn't until I got in my 40s that I had any problems with weight. I was always skinny. But anyway, and... like I said, my cholesterol is always perfect. All the tests, in fact, like I told you, the last time I went to the doctor and he tested me, and keep in mind, I don't eat nothing that's good for you. And he ran all those tests, blood tests, everything. He said, the only thing I find at all, he says, you were just like perfect other than you just a little bit low on vitamin B. He says, if I was you, I'd take a vitamin B. I thought, well, that's a pretty good checkup. You can't hardly get much better than that, I don't think. Let's see. Larry Adkins. I always turn my cell phone screen toward my body specifically to protect the screen. Yeah, I do too, actually. Yeah, I guess I didn't that time, and I rolled over on it, and there you go. I typically do turn it in that way. I've got this leather this leather pouch I made years ago, and I typically set it in there like that. So, but, for some reason, there's times when this just comes out of there so easy. I mean, like I don't even hardly have to pull on it. But lately, for some reason, it's really hard to get out of there, and I don't know what's changed. It's like it jerks to come out of there now. Of course, this phone's bigger than the last phone I had, or the last several phones I had. Let's see, moving on. Who else have we got here? Yolanda's Music. Yes, I did. Getting closer to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you for that also. I got where you said I need to sell it more. I'm trying. It's super hard for me to smile and tell them my facial expressions. Yeah, and I don't know what else you could do because you're doing great. Yolanda, I really think, I seriously just, I'm not trying to patronize you. I just think your voice is killer. And I just think you sing it so well. Just a little more sales tactic there. Yolanda, I don't know if this would work, but if you have, however you do your thing, if that's possible to do it live tonight, you could bring your whole thing and do our halftime show if you want to. I don't know if you have a way to do that or not. I don't know. If like your what I was getting at was your karaoke machine thing or whatever it is that you're using. If there's a way you can do that and come tonight, you could do our halftime show tonight. And otherwise, I got to figure out something for the halftime show because I don't have anything. Otherwise, we can. If you can't do that, just come anyway, and we'll just play along with you or whatever, and you can sing a few songs. So whatever works, and that's assuming you can make it. Anyway, I guess that's it. That's the last comment I had there. If you haven't gone over and subscribed to Yolanda's channel, shame on you. Go over there and do that. There's a link in the description of today's video. And all you got to do is just go over there, click on her video, and then click on the subscribe button. It's just pretty darn simple. And then she'll be over 1,000 subscribers, and then she can start monetizing your program. And everything will be cool. Let's see. That's it. So I guess we're going to call this the end of the vlog this morning. Thank you all for being so kind to me. All the wonderful comments that I'm always getting. I appreciate it very much. And we will see you this evening with a musical program. And throughout the rest of the day, if you have a song that you'd like for us to do tonight, go ahead and put it in the comments, and we'll try to incorporate them if we can. We'll see you then.